Hello, so we are Bandicoot and today we are recording a new single. The name of the track is LAX, which we hope to release around mid-June, early July, but for summer, definitely. Really excited about it. It's quite an upbeat tune. It'll be the first thing that we've released since our debut album Temper, which came out in November. So yeah, we're pretty excited. Yeah. Good chat, Lewis. It's about LA and that whole sort of time in my life where I got to go out there and have a few cool experiences, and then you guys put just some funky stuff down to accompany it. Something like that. You're not talking to me today. Great. It was written before we went away, then we went away for a little bit, and we came back and it sort of took shape. Once we came back, we started to really understand where we wanted to go with it, and it's definitely a live track. We love playing it live. It always gets a really good reaction, and it's that sort of ethos that we're putting behind it, rather than being album tracks, you know, or more complicated tracks or complex tracks, I guess, in terms of Temper, which we released last year, which has, you know, different time signatures, rhythm changes. This track is actually our attempt at you know, just a song to get your feet moving, really. You know, that's what people want to do on a Friday night, is they want to party and they want to, you know, have a dance, and we want to party and have a dance. So if we can provide the backing track, then I'm happy. Did I miss anything?
The track to me is definitely an upbeat festival tune. I mean, it's a live track, but I'm hoping that comes across in the recording. I think we've recorded most of it just all in the same room, so I think that will come across.
Simon and Lewis particularly wanted to have that live feel. Obviously, when they're playing live, they like the sound they get, and they don't want it too polished. So I wanted to try and capture the best of both. So we ended up doing it in batches of 2. The drums and the bass guitar, they were recorded, which meant we could then put a full 8 or 9 mics for the drum kit alone, creating an all-round beefier sound. And the bass guitars, I doubled up. I did one clean recording and one with Lewis's effects that he uses on his pedal board. We had the 2 guitars. We had Ant and Harvey, who both played together. Simon and Lewis, they came in and they did their vocal parts without any mixing involved or anything. I think they all seemed to be very happy with how it was sounding anyway, which is great. And then last but not least, Matt came back in and recorded the shakers through stereo mics.
I always find it a bit difficult, the recording side of things. I much prefer playing live. You can overthink things when you record them, but today's actually been really quite smooth. We woke up early and we were prepared, and I feel everyone smashed it. Everyone that was working on the project smashed it. So yeah, it was cool.
I agree with that.
Cool. That's a good thing. We're not arguing today. We love getting excited about putting new music out, and today has really given us the opportunity to try something in a new space. Working with Matchbox, who we've loved, it's been great, and it's super sunny as well. We've actually been rocking around with no t-shirts on for most of the day. I thought I'd put one on for now because I realised how many knickknacks I'd eaten. So I was putting on a bit of a holiday weight when I'm at home. So, but yeah, the day's been fantastic. Yeah, I wish the day would be longer today, you know, but it's not. We've done it all really quickly. So now we've got to go home and just, you know, not talk and eat porridge with bananas in it, because that's how I like my porridge, with a bit of honey as well.
The working relationship's been great with Bandicoot. Probably the 4th or 5th time we've had some sort of project with them. It's been a steady friendship as well as a working relationship with them.
Yeah, it's been great working with Matchbox again. The last time we worked with them, was for our Temper video last year, which is still available on YouTube. They also came down and shot some footage at our album launch at the Sussex Arms. So yeah, always great working with them. Great pals of ours and a great team to work with. So yeah, looking forward to seeing all the results of the track that we've recorded today.
The studio in Headcorn, which obviously isn't a studio yet, but the planning and everything that's going behind it, it should be quite a good space to record in. The sound's pretty flat in there, so there's not too many reflections off walls. It's pretty dead, which is obviously great for recording. It would have been nicer to have recorded the vocals in a smaller space, but on the day, as they wanted a live-ish sound anyway, it went well.
Also should say thanks to Bill Palmer as well, who's lent us this space. He's putting together a studio down in Headcorn, so you should look out if you're a local act looking for a new rehearsal space. This one's going to be coming available at some point. We're put on a festival this summer in Tunbridge Wells, which is called 6 Days of Summer, and basically we're going to get all of the acts that we've played with and loved over the last year or two. We're going to get them all in a space and put on some shows over summer in Tunbridge Wells, the Sussex Arms. It's the Forum basement space. That'll be running from August the 4th all the way through to September the 9th. It's every Friday except for the last, which is Saturday the 9th. Where there'll be a massive headliner, be a big party for all the bands to come together. We have hopefully got a guy coming down to sort of compare it, who's a real music guru as well, so he's going to offer us some great advice. It'd be great to have an evening with him. So it will be sort of, the track will be the introduction to that whole side of what we're doing this summer, as well as we're appearing at quite a few festivals this year, which is going to be fun as well. Did I miss anything?
No, I think that was
good. Got everything? Cool. Sweet.
Hello, we are Bandicoot and we are here mixing our new single with Matchbox Motion Productions. Why don't you do this one? Why don't you do this one?
What's that?
With the glasses. Bop, 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 bop.
I don't know if I've got the coordination. I don't know if I've got the coordination to
Cool.
Poke my eye out.
The post-production side of the track, all the mixing and etc. It's pretty early days so far. I'm quite keen on getting the boys to come round and actually sit in on the mixing side, which is great because obviously it's their song. They know exactly what they want here and there, and they know what automation they want in terms of the volume side of things, and if they want instruments to drop in here and drop out there slightly. So they're going to have the idea that they want, and hopefully we'll be able to deliver it quite well.
And talk about good times of past. I say I've changed my ways, you say I want me more.
We're here at Matchbox HQ. We're just mixing our single, which is going to be out in a couple of months. It's a follow-up to our debut album. The song's name is LAX, and yeah, so we recorded it a couple of weeks ago, and this is the second mixing session, and it's all gone quite well. I mean, it's nice to work with Matchbox. They let us join in with helping out with everything. So yeah, it's been all good. It's been all good today.
I agree.
Another one of those ones.
Oh, he's starting this thing now.
For me personally, I think it's best to have the band on board on the mixing side of things, because at the end of the day, it's their art, it's their sound, their music, their direction ultimately. So any ideas which I might not have thought of, they might have thought of, and hopefully vice versa as well, to have a collaboration that works ultimately. Hopefully we get the song out there for everyone to hear.
I really like getting involved with the mixing side of it. Helped out quite a lot on our album, so it's something that I quite enjoy. But I mean, how do you feel?
Yeah, I'm completely the other way. I absolutely hate studio time. not in a way that I don't appreciate doing it, and I can see the worth in doing it. It's just, it's really in depth. You know, you hear maybe one song over and over for 7 hours straight. It's definitely a situation you can find yourself going a bit crazy and get so lost and drawn into tiny little frequencies and tiny little differences in sound, and you forget that actually, you know, what we're trying to do is just produce a record that we're happy with. But that takes time, and for me, it's not. You know, I'm always the last on the process of recording because I do vocals. They always tend to go last, so I'm always waiting around to perform, and then after that, the mixing of the vocals often comes at the last point as well. So you end up not having much of an input for large sections. So I guess that's why it's probably me just being a little spoiled child and being like, I want to do something, I'm bored. Yeah. But actually, it's all well worth it, and to have someone like Lewis in the band who you know, has done a fair bit of it holds its weight in gold, really, because I don't have a sausage. I do have a sausage, but not a clue about mixing.
Cool.
We bounced it down a couple of times and listened to it in my car, and it's definitely a good driving song. It's fast tempo, it's upbeat, so it's a little bit different to the stuff we've got before. A 10th album, that was definitely a bit more experimental, but this
more of a concept as well, right?
More of a concept, yeah, and you had to listen to it as a whole, perhaps. But this one, as a standalone track, definitely, I think it's going to get people going, and it's always had a good reception live. We played it in London the other day. It went down really well, so I'm hoping that that's the case at all our festival appearances over the summer.
I think we made a conscious decision to do it that way as well. You know, sometimes as a band you can kind of get lost in writing the most intricate, most fun to play pieces of music, but actually taking feedback from our tour and taking feedback from our friends and our fans, we actually did sit down and go, right, let's you know, release some bangers, some tunes that get you moving and are a little bit more instantaneous than those that you may have to sit down with a glass of Chardonnay with.
This one's more of a
shot of whiskey.
Yeah. I was going to say can of Stella.
Oh, or a can of Stella, or a tequila slammer.
A warm can of Stella at a festival.
Yeah.
This will accompany this track.
This is Sunday, and your cans of beer have been sat in your tent all weekend, and you crack it open, you think it's a great idea, and it is a great idea, but there is a little bit of regret attached to drinking that warm beer. But no regret to listening to this track because it's super fun.
You will not regret it.
This is your first time working with Matt. What's it been like, sort of the working relationship?
It's different to the last recordings that we did because we started off as friends already. So it's that in that way, it's a lot better. I think we're not afraid to speak our mind if things aren't going the way we want to go. But it does mean that we'll respect his opinion on everything. So as a working relationship, it's definitely something that we'll hopefully do again in the future.
Yeah, I've been just super impressed the whole way through, really. The whole recording process, again, the equipment, everything has been, always is, isn't it? I mean, every video I seem to say how much I love working with you guys, but it's just always, it's always great fun as well, which I think is massively important in this industry. Again, as I say, you spend a lot of time locked in a room together, so if you're not having fun, you can't speak to people, you know, then that comes through in the music, whereas I feel this track, you can hear the sense of fun attached to it that we've had recording it and had fun shooting the video that's you know, accompanying it and stuff. So it's just always a really enjoyable process working, especially with Matt. He knows what he's talking about. So that's, I mean, yeah, for a company that's, you know, more specifically designed, geared towards shooting videos, he can record sound as well. So yeah, I mean, any need, get in touch, definitely.
But ask us again when he's not standing right there.
Yeah, with a pitchfork.
An opportunity like this is obviously hard to turn down because of my background in doing a lot of musical projects and videos and bits and pieces like that. I've always had a major interest in producing and playing as well, so I play a few instruments, and it's always been a very big interest. Matchbox, the name originally, the idea was you can put a matchbox in your pocket and take it anywhere. This applies to this because I like the fact that you don't need to have a fancy studio anymore to get a decent sounding track. You can literally put all your equipment in the back of a car, go to a location you might not have ever been there before, map it out, get interesting sounds, new sounds. You can get new obstacles that you need to overcome, and the whole point of it being portable is what people want. It's something that's great to work with, and happy that we'll be able to push this.
It's going to be really exciting. Obviously we'll be hitting other festivals up as well, so if you're not down this way but still want to catch us live, then check out our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/wearebandicoot. That will have all of our dates and details on there, and we want to see you at a new show so we can show you some new songs.